Why do most underwater filmmakers prefer shooting with a Swiss-made Keldan underwater light compared to all the other lights that are out and available on the market? That's what we'll look into in today's video. Hi and welcome back to the Underwater Filmmaking School. My name is Matthias. Thank you very much for tuning in again. Now, in our last news flash, we raised the question why so many divers use the underwater video lights made by the Swiss company Keldan compared to all the other brands that bring out underwater video lights that are probably very similar in quality and much cheaper than the Keldan lights. Now, I personally have never used a Keldan underwater light before our testing that we've done last week. But I've heard from many of my friends in the underwater imaging industry that they wouldn't go with any other light than the Keldan made underwater video lights. And it made me curious to find out why that is specifically. So my buddy Sebastian and myself, we went diving in the Lake of Zurich and we took one of the Keldan underwater video lights with us. It was the model 8X, which is an older model that boosts 13,000 lumens of output power. But for our test, it wasn't essential to have the newest model available. We just wanted to see how the handling is of the underwater video light by Keldan. And we wanted to do a brightness test comparing the Keldan underwater video light to a couple other lights that we use on a very regular basis. Namely, it was the M8000 made by the company X Adventurer, it was the D910V made by Orca Torch, and it was Scuba Lamp's V6K. Now, these all boost different levels of lumen output. We've got 8,000 lumen here with a burst mode up to 15,000. We've got 5,000 lumen, that was the weakest one of the Orca Torch, and we've got 12,000 lumen with the Scuba Lamp underwater video light. Now, the goal of our test was to find out, as I said at the beginning of the video, why so many divers and filmmakers underwater prefer the Keldan lights. So let's talk about the handling first of all. Now, what makes it very special is the way how you can actually turn on and turn off the underwater light by Keldan, how you can increase and decrease the output, and that also works with very thick gloves on, like for example diving with a dry suit. What I also liked is the indicator at the back of the underwater video light that shows you very easily and very intuitively how much energy you've got left on your underwater video light. Comparing this to the other lights where you actually have to push a button, and depending on the model you will actually have to keep it pushed in for a couple seconds or push it twice to trigger a certain response on the light. With Keldan lights, you just basically turn the swivel, the ring at the front of the light, and you can seamlessly just transit from a low lumen output to a higher lumen output very easily. This alone actually explains to me why so many people rely on Keldan underwater video lights and why they still prefer these lights, even though they are a fair bit more expensive than comparable lights that are out on the market. Now, we've also wanted to do a brightness test and see how the quality of the light compares to other competitors out on the market. I have to be honest though, it wasn't a very scientific test, simply because we just took it down onto a little platform in the Lake of Zurich, down to maybe about 2 or 3 meters. We had the lights positioned about 2 meters or 1.5 meters away from a wall, and we just exchanged the lights onto the arms of the camera and had them go through all the different power levels of the lights, trying to see whether we can find a difference in the brightness. Being honest to you guys, I couldn't really see much of a difference, but that was basically because it was just too bright around us. It was a nice and sunny day when we tested the lights, and there was too much ambient light coming into the whole scene and obviously ruining our test. I'll still show you the different images that we've got from all the different lights that we used, but you will see for yourself that you cannot really distinguish them. You cannot really see much of a difference in between those different lights that we've used. That doesn't mean that there isn't a difference, we just weren't able to see it in the conditions that we've tested it. So we're definitely gonna pick up on this topic again, and we will do a more scientific test here at our friends at Fantic in their pond that is just located right next to their store, and we'll have an environment that is more controlled here, and we can do a much more scientific test checking the brightness level and the quality of the light, comparing these 4 underwater video lights. So stay tuned for this new comparison, which will come up in a couple of weeks' time and will be published obviously here on our channel. And this sums up our video for today. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and please feel free to leave a comment down in the comment section letting us know whether or not you're using the Keldan system or what other system you use to lighten your videos underwater and why you prefer the system that you chose. Now also, don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed today's video. You know, it means a lot to all of us, and also consider subscribing so you're not missing out on any future videos that will be posted here on this channel. And as you know, we talk all about underwater filmmaking, gear reviews and such here at the Underwater Filmmaking School. Thanks again for your time, and I will see you in the next video. Da ist ja gar nichts drin!